Hi, welcome to the RH podcast. I'm Chris, and here we're talking about SetiaMovers, a renowned moving, relocation and logistics company that's been operating in Hong Kong since 2008, helping families and offices, both local and foreign, to move easily with security and transparency. Here we have with us today is their founder, Ben Tam, and we're going to hear about his interesting story and his plans for the company's technology adoption in what sounds like an exciting future. Ben, it's great to have you.
Great to have you too.
Let's start about how things started for you in your early life. You're from Selangor in Malaysia, is that correct?
Yes, I grew up in Selangor in Malaysia, which is with different cultures. Majority population is Malay, Chinese and Indians. I grew up in this various culture environment, so to make me have the abilities to understand different kind of people thinking and to accept the differences from all the different people. Also, advantage is I learned several languages like Malay, Chinese, English.
What was your family life like in those early days? And what sort of influences did you learn from your parents?
Yeah, good. Thanks for asking. I would say I inherit the spirit from my dad and my mom. They're both working hard and honest people. They move out with their parents from mainland China and then stay in Malaysia. What I learned from my family is honest and then faithful to what you're going to do for your family.
Right.
Yeah.
What was your first move like? When you left Malaysia, what happened next?
I went to UK, Birmingham, exploring the Western culture.
Yeah.
So I actually learned English over there. I couldn't speak English when I studying because I'm not really good student. So I learned my English in Birmingham and I met my wife in Birmingham. I married her and then I came to Hong Kong and then I start my new chapter in Hong Kong.
Now, as I understand it, once you got to Hong Kong, you had a decision to make about what employment you would find.
Yeah.
How did you make that decision and what was your strategy?
Because Hong Kong is international city with different people from all around the world. They needed the moving service. My advantage is I can speak English if compared with a local moving company. So this made me a decision to get involved with the moving industry.
You joined a moving company, and I'm sure that you must have seen many things there and learned many things. Can you tell us a little bit about what those early experiences were like working as a mover? And what were some of the pain points that you saw when working there?
In my previous company, I learned all the moving skill from them, and then I very appreciate my company giving me a chance to do all the different posts like moving, driving, and then leading the team, and then arranging the move. And eventually I have a chance to get into the office to learn how to do the quotation, how all this process. But one of the problem is the lack of control, adding more additional charge on site because of not clear quotation for the arrangement before the move. So the charge raised up on the moving day.
When you left that company and decided that you would start your own business, what was your mentality like when you made that decision?
It's simple. We need to find our career and then deliver better service to the market under my abilities. Running a high integrity moving company and reliable company and then deliver the good service to the client.
So you started your own business called SetiaMovers.
Yeah.
For people who aren't familiar with the Malay language, what does Setia mean?
Setia in Malay language means royal to what have been assigned to you to do. Not turning to left, not turning to right. Do what been assigned to you from the very beginning up to the end. Setia.
From the beginning, you had to put a team together. How did you approach leading a team and choosing the right people?
In this sector, we always working with a team, because you can imagine it's no way you move the entire house belonging by yourself.
Yeah.
It's no way to do that. So we have to working together, and then how efficient, for example, 1 + 1, it's more than 2. If we can work very closely, 1 + 1 equivalents to 2.5.
Right.
Or more than that. Understanding the character of the team, like some people, it's very good to communicate with the client. Some people very good in handyman work. Some crew good in arranging the entire plans. So we positioning the crew, and then we encouraging each of the team to contribute their best. So the result is the customer recognize our effort. All the client, it's come from word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth. I never introduced my company. I never do that before.
Well, I'm happy you're doing it now.
Yeah, I think I need it.
Definitely so. You know, you talk about word of mouth, and everyone knows you. They recommend you.
Yeah.
How do you relate to clients and customers from different cultures, different nationalities? Because Hong Kong is a very international place, right?
Yeah. My position is doing the quotation, dealing with the client in the front line, a very first interview with the client at their home.
Right.
Giving a good image, giving a quotation, and then giving the service range, the plan, how to do the move, giving the solution to the client. So I recognize there are different cultures, different way of thinking of different people, like the Western and the Eastern, the difference. For example, when I meet an Indian client, when I say agree or I understand, I would say acha. Acha to them. In their culture, that means, oh really? Yes. Then to make the client feel comfortable when they're talking to you. But of course, the basis, you telling the client the truth, giving the solution the most benefit them.
Right.
What plan is the best for the client, not for me.
Right.
I am here to giving you the best solution for your move. Not just like giving you an impression, very friendly, I adapt your culture, I understand your culture, and you give me the business. Not just this kind of thinking in my mind.
Can you tell me a little bit about the differences between working with families and working with commercial clients, like office moves? How is that work different?
In between these two different business, for the family moving, we need to consider the feeling more, or the feeling of the client more than the commercial move. For the commercial move, the goods, the moving item belongs to the company. But for the family, we always in our mind just pretending we are the client. All this belonging belongs to us. So how you going to move your belonging? How you going to pack? How you going to move? How you going to handle all these things? But for the commercial moving, maybe different time frame to operating the job. For example, in the Hong Kong Central, it's no way you move the office during the daytime because the elevator or the parking space, all they're busy. So normally we operate the move in the nighttime, say start at 10 o'clock and finish at 5 o'clock in the morning. So the entire elevator and the parking space is free for you to use. Then there are no hesitation like delivering food, delivering for other tenants in the building. So everything is quiet, then you focus. And before the move, commercial move, in my experience, you need to have a meeting with all the staff. So for the different departments, how you're going to arrange the labeling, the different departments, colors, names, numbers. So moving houses are different from the commercial move.
For families, moving I'm sure sometimes can be a difficult thing. And an emotional time. How do you make that experience stress-free for families and for their individual needs?
I involved with this industry 18 years. I realized it's very difficult for a family to move from a place which is they're already familiar and already used to and living, and then they move to the new place. But our life is always with a different stage, different page. I would try to give a good solution to the client to let them face the new stage of their life more easier. For example, if the client have a lot item to move, arrange a huge team like 10 people, 12 people for packing, moving, unpacking. This is chaos. Then we will dividing to 2 days for client to have a longer time frame to settle the emotional or any other arrangement like changing the addresses to get used to dealing with this big change in their life.
What are some of the risks or problems which are out of your control as a moving company?
Our industry, it's a labor industry. It's manpower. For this kind of business space, there are quite a few factors affecting our job process. One is like the climate. If all day long raining, if we move in a different building with a indoor truck parking, then we are lucky, thanks to God. But we cannot choose, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes when the rainy day, we have a client moving into the village house, then we couldn't process the move during the rainy day because, like I said just now, the belonging is yours. Are you accept your belonging get wet? Ask the client, can I move? Still process the move during the rain. But I think you're not going to say yes, right? So this is our mentality thinking in treat the belonging belongs to you, not belongs to others, not belongs to the client. And then something like some teammate couldn't attend to the job suddenly, or they get sickness or illness. I think this kind of problem, all different industry also facing this kind of problem. Sometimes happen, like typhoon, like suddenly 2 of your crew telling you, I have to take off, I'm not feeling well, then I have to have other solution. That's why always solution come first, minimizing the effect to the client.
I'd like to ask you next about storage solutions.
Yes.
What made you decide to expand the strategy of your company into storage solutions as well?
One of our aim to deliver to the client is end-to-end service, because storage cannot taking apart from the moving company. We need storage facilities to storage some situation for the client, which is they have to hand over their flat earlier than they get the new flat. So if we have storage space for 2 weeks or a month, helping the client have enough time to find a new flat to select which area they want to living in. Because some house, in my experience, the landlord will suddenly ask the tenants move away in very short period. Some client get stuck. So we started storage facilities since 2015.
What is the value that Setia brings with storage solution?
First of all, we arrange a climate control storage, make sure all the belonging won't get mold. And then we also arrange air conditioning storage services, like some oil painting, leather furniture need to have a low temperature environment to storage with. And we also have camera to secure the belonging of the client. And one more thing is insurance for all the goods in our storage, which is under the protection of all these kind of element.
Moving on, I'd like to talk about technology. What are some of the technologies you are trying to bring into the company to make the company more successful, more efficient, and easier for customers?
The world is changing very fast. We need to change to stay in a good position in the market. We need to use AI to add more value to our client and also for the worker, for the team. For example, from the past until now, until today, my practice is the client call us and then arranging a meeting to visit the client house. And then I realized this is kind of unnecessary, wasting the time to show me all the different places. So I have a new option to let the client hassle-free.
Using their smartphones or...
Yeah.
They
The client just simply using their smartphone to screenshot the object they want to move and then let us know the new address and the current address and the date they want to move. Then everything's done.
Simple.
That
sounds really exciting.
Yeah, just click off.
In terms of your future growth, what trends or changes are you seeing in the market, and what makes you excited about the future?
In the future, our aim for our business, it's not just a Hong Kong local market. Aiming for the Greater Bay cities like Shenzhen, Zhuhai, Macau. I can foresee more frequent moving between all these different cities in the future.
It looks like SetiaMovers is going to capitalize on this international growth.
Yeah.
It looks like there's...
We're aiming for.
Yeah, hopefully. We really look forward to following your progress as you take the company over the next few years of growth.
Thank you.
It was really a pleasure to learn from you, to hear your history and perspective and journey. And we wish you luck for the future. And please come on again.
Thank you. For sure.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Chris.